Okay, let's talk about dinner. Not what you're having tonight, but what we all might be eating in the year 2050. We are about to dive into a future of food that is, well, it's fascinating, sometimes a little strange, and a lot closer than you probably think.
I mean, really picture that for a second. You're sitting down to eat, the menu looks pretty normal, but out back, the kitchen is less about chefs and more about scientists. This isn't some scene from a sci-fi movie. It's a very real future that experts are planning for, and it's what we're digging into today.
And yeah, it might sound a little out there, but this is the direction we're headed. Which brings up the real question. Why? What on earth is driving such a massive change to something so fundamental, so human, as the food we eat?
Well, the reason our dinner plates are on the brink of a revolution, it pretty much boils down to one very, very big number. That's it, 10 billion. By the year 2050, that's the projected population of planet Earth. That is an enormous number of people, all of whom are going to need to be fed every single day.
So here's the reality check. Our current way of farming, the way we've done it for centuries, it just can't keep up. It won't be enough. We're already putting a massive strain on our environment, and trying to feed 10 billion people that way, well, it's a huge threat to food security. Not to mention resources like clean water are becoming harder and harder to come by. The system as we know it is being stretched to its absolute limit.
So when you're faced with a challenge that big, you can't just make small tweaks. Innovators are going back to the drawing board, and they are completely redesigning dinner as we know it.
And the new menu they're cooking up is just incredible. We're talking about real meat, but it's cultivated from cells in a lab, which massively cuts down on the need for land and water. We've got plant-based foods that are getting so realistic, you can barely tell the difference anymore. Then there's the really futuristic stuff, like 3D printing meals that are personalized for your exact nutritional needs. Or, and this is one of my favorites, entire farms built vertically, inside skyscrapers, growing fresh food right in the heart of our cities. It's not just one new idea, it's a whole wave of innovation about to hit our plates.
Okay, so let's make this personal for a second. Imagine you're back in that restaurant from the beginning. The waiter comes to your table, and you're presented with a choice. On your left, you've got the classic beef burger. It's familiar, it's delicious, but it came at a cost. Thousands of liters of water, a big environmental footprint. On your right, you have a burger grown in a lab. You're told it tastes identical, but its impact on the planet is practically zero. So which one do you pick? This isn't just a fun thought experiment, it's a choice we could all be making very soon.
But believe me, that choice between two burgers is really just the beginning. The edible frontier we're exploring gets a whole lot weirder and, honestly, a lot more wonderful.
I mean, some of these ideas are already here. For instance, eating insects like crunchy crickets. For many cultures around the world, that's already a normal and super sustainable source of protein. Then you've got things like algae shakes taking the place of your morning smoothie. And on the really cutting edge, imagine an AI that analyzes your DNA to design the perfect diet just for you. We're talking about pushing the absolute boundaries of technology.
All right, how about a little game to see where we're at right now? Let's play fact or fiction. I'm going to give you 3 claims from the world of food science. You just have to decide if they're real or if they're just an idea somebody cooked up.
First one up, is it possible to create real dairy cheese? I'm talking all the melt, all the flavor, without ever needing a single cow? Fact or fiction? What do you think?
Okay, claim number 2. Have scientists actually engineered a banana that could double as a nightlight? A glow-in-the-dark banana? Is that a real thing? And for the final one, have we taken this whole lab-grown food thing to the final frontier? Have astronauts successfully grown a steak in the zero gravity of outer space? Okay, drumroll please. The answers are in. Cheese without cows? That is a fact. Scientists are using fermentation to create real milk proteins. Steak grown in space? Also a fact. This has actually been tested successfully on the International Space Station. But glow-in-the-dark bananas? That, my friends, is fiction. For now, anyway. It just goes to show you the reality of food innovation is often way stranger than you could even imagine.
So we've got the problem, this huge population. We've got these incredible, sometimes bizarre solutions. But all of this technology, all of this progress, it leads us to one final, very human question.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Food is so much more than just calories. It is our culture, our memories, our family traditions. It is deeply, deeply tied to our identities.
So at the end of the day, embracing these changes isn't just about trying something new or being an adventurous eater. It's a choice with massive implications. Adopting these future foods, it could be one of the most powerful things we do to build a sustainable future on this planet.
And that brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? As our plates start to look different, the biggest challenge isn't going to be the technology. The biggest challenge is going to be our own willingness to adapt for the good of the planet. The future of food is coming. So are you ready for it?